Paul gonna try to call him today?
I don't think he's. All right, you're live.
Okay,
So give it a couple minutes. Give it a couple seconds. Let people join in.
All right, people are joining right now. You tell me when I'm ready to go, Al.
All right, you're ready to go.
We're ready to go. Hello, Mike Harney here. And
Right in your.
I'm working. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. John, I got that for you. All right. Hey, so Mike Harney, my brother Paul is hard at work. He was down in our Philadelphia operation, which we're just sort of firing up about a month and a half, 2 months ago. Actually, it's 2 months now almost. And that's in the King of Prussia, north of the city. So we have a little operation down there. And he was down there yesterday. Now I'm up here today. No, we're real busy. It is a constant struggle. We have that going on, but today they're releasing all the orders for the West Coast. Is that good, John? You did thumbs up like that's good.
Your mic wasn't on before.
Now my mic is on now. So Mike Harney here. Now my mic is working. And we're busy here shipping orders. So I guess I'm a little underdressed for that. But it's a busy time of the year. And we just released the West Coast orders so we could get that. And then we got the people that gave gift orders that had the gift note on it. We got those out. There's always somebody that we're going to have a problem with, which we're sorry about because we do try very hard to do a good job. But there's a lot of orders. Maybe you could, we could figure out how many orders we did. Maybe I could do it since.
Is your flashlight's on?
If my flashlight is on, I can do that. I can see the things a little bit better. No, it's going very well. We got in some new teas here today, and we have yesterday we did a little fun thing with the Canadian Tea Association. For some reason, I'm a member of the Canadian Tea Association, or we are a member of the Canadian Tea Association, and we did a fun little snack, which we'll go through as soon as we build up a bit of hunger, John, okay? Good. And I can't say your name, sorry.
No, you can say his name for this.
Okay. Can I say Nina?
You can say Nina.
I can say Nina.
I think you have to wish her a happy birthday.
Oh, I have to wish her happy birthday. Okay. All right, but Nina's doing well, we hope. We got some new, some Honey's samplers for her. A lot of the gifts have been sold out, so it is wrapping up the holiday season amongst us. We have a few gifts for you, and we have a few teas. Now, when you want to ask a question, you can, of course, ask a question. The first tea that we have here is a Wenshan Bao Zhong, or we sometimes call Wensha Puchong, depending upon how we want to do it. That's from Taiwan. It's just over the hill from Taipei. In fact, it has it's got a special roadway. I'm not sure if it's for national defense or something like that, but you have to, only certain people can go on that roadway. And Alex, I think you've been there, haven't you?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, it's just over the hill, and they have all these, there's a lot of restaurants there that cook tea food, and they have a very charming tea town, where it's actually just one street. But
Wait,
it's next to a river, imagine that.
Is it Pingling?
Yes, Pingling.
I've been there.
You see, Alex has been to Pingling. Actually, they said it a little bit differently, but when they first said it, I love the way it sounds, and so we do that. And because of the lovely gardenia smells, I try to have gardenias growing. We had them this summer. We brought them in, and we're going to see whether we can overwinter them. You ever smell a gardenia, John? Lovely, he says. Well, I'm just going to pour a little bit. It's a nice light oolong. It's one of the lightest oolongs we have. And I should have brought up, John, maybe you could do me a favor. Down on my briefcase or bookcase in my office, not my father's office, is on the side that is not on this side, but on this side, you would see a little paper wrapped like a brick, but soft brick with Chinese characters all over it. Look at that. See, I make John run.
It's not complicated at all.
We'll see whether my description came. All
Well,
right.
in the meantime, Mike, hold on. Nina definitely says she's fine today. She's missing everyone at the factory.
Well, that's good news, Nina. We want you to stay safe and healthy.
She says those flowers are her favorite, the gardenia.
Gardenias, they're such an expressive flower. Now, this is later than normal because we've been looking all year trying to get it. We just heard today that they had a rough autumn tea season, but it is the winter season, which is, I guess now, is picking up. So we did get this. We didn't really find anything we liked in the spring season. Summer is the worst season in Taiwan. So this is it's a beautiful, John, you are a C. Alex, you, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. So Wensha Baozhong actually means the Wensha, and it means it's a paper wrapped kind. So it used to be, well, I mean, the Chinese have gone all around the world, and this tea was made, and the idea is they'd paper wrap it and ship it around to the various diaspora that they had out there. So it might go to Singapore, Australia, Indonesia, and then the Chinese would drink it and they'd think that they're back home. So this is a very long-standing tea, one of the most long-standing teas in Taiwan, and a special one that's been around for a long period of time. So I love that tea. It's a nice light oolong, very floral, and it coats the tongue, so we like that. The next one is a Alisan Oolong. Is that the traditional one? No, we didn't do the traditional today, right? Right. So that's one that we just got. Alisan came in from the same vendor. And the Alisan, or the Ali Mountains, are in the middle, more or less, of Taiwan. So it can be sometimes a little bit on the low, and then it goes up to high. It goes Dongding, which is lower, sorry. And then higher up is the Alisan. Alisan's actually towards the south, right, Vita? Yes, now that I remember it. Alisan is the south.
Isn't also Dongding towards the south?
Well, Dongding is, I gave bad information. I can't believe it, but it's true. Alisan is one of the more southern parts that makes great oolong. So it's very, very high end. It's got some of the prettiest shots that we've ever taken with mountain ranges in Alisan. And so you get great oolong flavors. It's a rolled oolong versus the Wensha is a twisted oolong. So when it's rolled, it's put in like a paper in a pillowcase, and then it's rolled where that's what they call reciprocating. One's going one way and the other's going the other way. I don't know if I can do that. John, can you do that? There you go. He's doing it on his stomach and his head. But and then the other one's twisted, where they have like just an arm and it goes around like a wok, if you will, and it twists it. So that's a lovely tea, which I guess we didn't make up, but we do appreciate it. And Alisan we've had for many years, as well as the Wenshan there. Are there any questions that people might have?
Ne demande pas ce question.
Huh?
Don't ask that question.
Don't ask any questions?
No, don't you ask that question.
Who's going to ask the
let
question?
You know.
I was just had a break there, so I was trying to kill some time by asking that question.
This will be the question.
All right. We haven't waving a flag, but within a bull, I would come right at you.
Well, it's the risk we take. It's orange, not red.
Okay.
Well, actually,
I don't want any more questions.
I got a question. John would like to know, what does Alisan translate to?
Ali Mountains.
Okay.
Is that you, John?
Who knows?
No, another John. Okay.
Could be a different
You
John.
never know when they are trying to pepper me.
Elisa would like to, or no, is just saying that she has a rolled oolong, monkey picked, cold brewing in the fridge right now.
Good, good.
Actually, interestingly enough, in Taiwan was the first time I had kind of cold brewed tea. We went with the buyers they just threw the oolongs into a water bottle for us for the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember
One place in actually in the southern mainland China, they would freeze it and then do it that way. So that was another way. But yes, cold is good. Any more questions, Al? No. Don't ask that question. Don't ask that question. This should come over here because that's the Wencha Baozhong. So Alisan is one of the biggest types of oolongs that we get it from. And I was there with Elvira. It was about what? It's pretty far down, so we don't go down there too often. But we've been down there maybe 7-8 years ago, I think, Beta, right? She says 2010, so that's 11 years. We went down there with Peter? No. So in any event, I'll have to remember who I went down there with. But that's a lovely spot in Taiwan, and they make a great oolong. So if you see the oolong, it's got that light green, which is a sign it's less oxidized. And the idea is that you take the leaf, you let it put it in the sun for a bit. It starts to oxidize and change color. They get the what they call the red edges on it, and they put it on outside in the sun, and they fold it over, and that damages the outer leaves a little bit. And then oftentimes they bring it inside, and they refrigerate it so that it slowly oxidizes. And especially since it's a green tea, it's got green edges to it. They didn't oxidize it too much, but that is a little bit what that's about. Now, I think it's time for a mid-season break. Yeah, John, we got some. Yesterday, as I said, we did something with the Canadian Tea Association, and we made some one of my father's recipes from his book, the Tea Cookbook, which we found out today. We do have a collector's item, and I'm collecting it. We can go right there, Alex. And he says, John says, I remember this writing, my friend, don't just put this book on the shelf. Use it. Because my dad said, John, tea time is anytime. You got it?
I think so.
That looks like his signature to me.
There's a little teapot there.
I just love that teapot. I don't know how he got around to doing that. He never was an artist. But you got it? Okay, great. So he made this recipe of swirls. Do you have the recipe, Alex, so you can pop up on the screen?
I will link to it.
You'll link to it. Great. So this is we took some puff pastry sheets, which they have at the diner, at the Alex's restaurant versus Paul's Diner. And then they mixed in chopped up Irish breakfast tea. They threw some Irish breakfast and some, what are we doing here, John? All right. We threw some Irish breakfast, some Worcestershire sauce, some olive oil, some vegetable stock. And we then, you roll it and you bake it in 375 degrees for like 12 minutes. And it has this lovely flavor. John, could you do me a favor and try one of these?
Well, so the ones he's on right now. The ones he's on right now with the close-up is actually I added cheese to this recipe today.
Oh, because someone said yesterday I had some cheese. I was wondering what happened to the poor things.
Well, so if John,
what kind of cheese did you add, Alex?
Well, I used Gruyere.
Oh, because she said it.
She did say Gruyere.
We had the head of the Canadian Tea Association suggesting Gruyere. I might just take one just for good luck, just to see if it's good.
Go to the regular ones. The other ones.
They're good. I'll be honest, I like the original. And we are south of Canada. They haven't become the 51st state yet. So we'll go with the original recipe. So Alex is going to put up that. So that's a nice little tea snack for over the holidays, I think. People were really enjoying that yesterday, all 16 of them.
Well, it is super easy to make as long as you have the puff pastry, and I would say a decent mixer, like a decent food processor really goes a long way.
I see. Well, we're going to have some giveaways too, John, right? So that's eventually, we'll go to Michael at Harney Teas, but we have to come up with the correct question yet. Last week we did we thought we would stump people and said what was John Harney's middle name, and quite frankly 10, 15 people came up with it. So we're gonna have to try a little bit harder today because we got some nice gifts. So the next tea is a little bit unusual one from Sichuan province in mainland China. It's called dark Tibet tea. You know, Sichuan is fairly close to Tibet, and it's close to Yunnan, and it's a post-oxidized tea. So they oxidize it and they let it ferment a bit. It's a little bit like a pu'er. And so that's for those people that like that earthy flavor, which there are many people that do enjoy that. It is an interesting tea. You get sort of dark caramel notes, and it's again from Sichuan province. So it's an enjoyable afternoon tea. In fact, the lady yesterday from the Canadian Tea Association, she suggested having pu'er tea, didn't she? With the swirl, Alex.
What's that?
Shabna suggested having pu'er.
Yeah, pu'er actually could be a cool tea to work.
Right.
In
Well,
there.
here's one that's not pu'er, but almost a pu'er.
Yeah, and
So
actually
it's a dark tea from Sichuan province, and there's also dark teas from Hunan, but we've never gotten around to buying them. So we have pu'ers, lots of different types of pu'ers, which are the oxidized and fermented teas. And then we also have this dark tea here. So this is an unusual one that we get from a friend in mainland China.
No, I think that would be really good in that. It definitely would add a little more character. I mean, Irish breakfast is a great tea. But...
Oh, no, I was drinking it with it, I believe what she said.
Oh, I thought she was talking about using it in it. I think that's what everyone thought, but you, Mike.
Well, we're keeping it above the up there, those northern people, frozen northern people.
The Great White North.
The Great White North.
Just to anyone who messages Harney and Sons, we can send you the link to A, the recipe, and B, the tins that we're highlighting.
The thing that was interesting was I just wanted to point out this book here. There goes my shoulder. This is the tea, the dark Tibet tea was sort of associated with the Tea Horse Road, which was a road where the Chinese would, it goes along the areas of in Sichuan and Yunnan off towards Tibet, and it would be traded for a horse for tea. And it was a famous thing. This book was written by a friend of ours, Selina Ahmed, and a photographer, Michael Freeman, who is a British photographer, has done a couple different tea books. And so this is a lovely book. One of these days, we'll do a contest to give it away. But it is you got it, John? Lovely book. Beautiful photography. Words about tea and the Tea Horse Trail. So we aren't giving it away today because we got it's going to be for special cause, but it is one that we have to give away someday, John. Let me ask one quick question. Where do we get the Golden Chrysanthemum from? Yeah. So that's Anhui? Okay. So the last one that we're looking at today is not a tea. I just saw an order for some of it to go out to California, and that's the Royal Chrysanthemum. And so chrysanthemum is a flower, so it brews up bitter. I'm just going to have a little cup because it just came in. Cups are right there, John. And it looks like something that belongs on a ring of a woman. It's a sorry? Or man. Anhui province, like I said, yep. So Anhui is a little bit interior, and it's a little bit of a bitter tea. If you like chamomile, you might like that. So it's a beautiful, beautiful tea. With that. Sorry, it's not a tea. That's why I have someone here correcting me when I make a mistake. I made 2 mistakes once today. I made 2 mistakes once. One mistake once and the other mistake once. So that's 2 mistakes once. Okay. Alex, any more feedback?
Well, you can't ask that question. You got to stop asking it.
I didn't ask.
But we have one. You didn't see the flag, did you?
No.
All right. Well, here's the flag. Danny Heller says, "Hey, Mike. Speaking of books, you'll be pleased to know that I saw your book yesterday on display at Tea Market in Medellin.
Where?
At Tea Market in
Colombia.
Medellin.
Oh, he's down in Colombia, right?
You got your book down in Colombia? Is it translated?
All right, we put it into Spanish. Yep.
Wow.
Elvira was my. Well, maybe it's not true. Okay, that's good. Well, that's good news to know, isn't it? Thank you, Danny. Alex, anything else? Or, speaking of that, we were asking about our friend from Hawaii, and we were trying to get a hold of him and see what was going on for production. And then, Vita, you talked to him, I think, the next day. Yeah. And what did he say?
Shipping 6 pounds of tea. He was having a lot of problems with it. They got some frost.
Oh, yes, they had snow and everything up there. So he was going up to see whether his, even though they're in Hawaii, he wanted to see if he was below the snow range.
Yeah, they had that blizzard warning, which was crazy.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a little bit what's going on there. Any more questions before we start the giveaway, Alex?
No, I think we're ready for the giveaway.
All right, Johnny, can we clean this area up here? I gotta create a little space. So, we got, what is the question? The top 10 teas?
Well, I thought we wanted to tell the people the top 10.
Oh, I'm ready. I got to tell you the top 10 teas. So somebody asked me in the last year, what are the top 10 teas? Please. Teas, please. And so I know, we could give away on some of these is we could say, what's number 4 and what's number 5? It's always easy. Hot cinnamon is number 1, right? And then Paris is number 2. Earl Grey, number 3. Number 6 is decaf hot cinnamon. 7 is Japanese sencha. 8, Victorian London fog. 9, Irish breakfast. That's because we use it all up in the in those swirls, John. And number 10 is chamomile. So that's the top 10, John. Hot cinnamon, Paris, Earl Grey, English breakfast, dragon pearl, decaf hot cinnamon, Japanese sencha, Victorian London fog, Irish breakfast, and chamomile. So we won't ask what's number 4 now, John. So the first thing.
Did you tell them how many packages you sent? Because if you didn't, I think that's a great place to start.
What do you mean?
How many packages did we ship out today?
Today?
Don't tell them. How many packages will we ship out today?
We could end with that one.
Oh, John says that's not. We'll start with the beginning. But you could have done it that way.
I could have.
Okay, here's a tin of. You're going to send Michael at Harney Teas, HarneyTeas.com. And if you have one in the last week, we will probably not send it to you because we have to share the wealth. But this is a Williamsburg. It's a Happy Holiday Heritage, and it's a tin of that right there. Is there anything in it, John? Yes, that's good news. So there's that one. Again, Michael at Harney Teas. And we won't have a question, I guess. We have a nice teapot, pink teapot for, this is Bee House, right? Bee House?
Yeah, Bee House. I think they actually shut down.
Yeah, so this is a collector's item. It's very pretty, pink. Is that gender neutral? Yes. Just asking.
Well, so actually, the fascinating thing was, how they have the blue and pink for the genders. It actually used to be pink was for the boys.
I got yelled at. I got yelled at that under our new thing we had blue for boys and pink for girls for the gender discovery line we did. And this woman said wonderful things. And a woman wrote me a note that said, and I should be embarrassed that I didn't know more about Victorian trends where pink were for men and blue were for women. So I'm suitably embarrassed. Here's another green pot, also from Bee House, collector's item, gender neutral.
What's the
name?
What's the name of the Wonderful Things author? That's not you. You don't answer this one.
Well, that's good because I don't know the name. I know that it's got 1, 2, 3 names in it. So this is to win that, you have to say her name or his name because they're gender neutral. All right, John, you got another one for this one? Here's another pot. This is sort of pot time. There was just recent. Well,
How many stores? How many cafes do we have?
And internationally, yeah.
no one knows the answer to that, though. So
You
all
don't
right.
even know the answer, Mike?
Well, I think I know, but Patrick's been adding a few in Korea.
Where
So.
was our latest? Where was our latest?
Yeah. How about that?
All right, where's the latest Harney and Sons teapot
No.
No, store.
Store.
store
For that teapot.
for that teapot? Michael at harneyteas.com. John, are you going to have anything left?
Yeah. All right. Where was our first? Where was our first operation center?
Ooh.
Sorry?
Where was the first Harney and Sons operation? What town was it set up?
Oh, well, where did Harney and Sons start?
Hey, let's get a close up on that. That's a beautiful teapot set here.
Where's the story on this, John?
It's beautiful. Yep.
Wow, that is cool.
Looks nice. This is you get somebody's Christmas present right here. And won't cost you a penny.
We need a big one.
Okay, we need a big question.
Now this one here is a it's a very beautiful piece. I got to come around this side if you don't mind, John. So it has cups, a pouring, and a what's it? And then a pot with the lids in here somewhere. So you got 6 cups. So you'd have to say it's what you call a set, right? So you would brew the oolong in here, pour it in there, and then pour that around. You would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that sort of thing. So it would be very good for that. And I'm sorry, what did we say the question was?
We're still working on the question. How?
Oh, this would be a really hard one. Would be, where was the absolute first place John Harney started making Harney and Sons tea?
That requires a little knowledge of deep lore, but yeah.
That's we've got some very smart people here. Where did John Harney start Harney and Sons? At what location?
Well, that's kind of the same question as the last one.
No, but this one's even more obscure.
What establishment maybe? What?
No. You
I think we need to clarify what you're asking here.
clarify what I'm asking. Asking when John Harney was running it
When
out
did
of
he
his
first?
house,
Well, now
where
you're
was that
ruining
house
it.
located?
Isn't
And it is obscure, Alex.
All right.
So we'll see how it goes. So that's that one. If no one wins it, some other lucky person wins it.
All right.
All right. So this is it. I want to thank you for all the questions. There were so many of them. And I know you're saving them up maybe for next time. John, you had another question?
there was?
Well, there was one actually from Bernie. Bernie is a longtime watcher. Bernie's wondering, if it's not a tea, what is it?
It's a flower. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's an infusion,
It's an infusion.
a tisane, if you will.
It's a floral infusion. That's what we would say. If I wrote a book about tea, that's what I would say. Anything else there?
All right. So I think that's.
All right. Well, thank you, and I hope everything's working out for the holidays. Oh, yeah.